Greetings once again, fellow girls, guys, gaming fans. This is Small Archangel. Thank you for joining me for this week's episode, well, today's episode of 7 Days to Die Alpha 16. And we're going to check out that town down there to decide whether that is a good place to stay. But before we do that, we need to collect our stuff up. Ew, squishy. I think I've got all the torches already, but I would quite like to get all those wood frames, even though they are now really cheap to make, actually. Which means that, yeah, arguably, we don't need to worry too much about collecting them all up. Nonetheless, wood is still fairly expensive for us to collect at this juncture. And torches. I'm also going to pick up my torches, of which I have quite a few, but it just doesn't make any sense to leave them behind because they require animal fat to gather. Therefore, let's just do this, shall we? And now we can actually see what we're doing in here once we've got our torches. And is that them all? I think that might be all of them. I don't think I've left anything particularly here other than... Oh, that's one there, look. And it's not even on the wall. Yeah, other than what we've deliberately placed here, which is this lot here. This, I think I decided, was my must-haves. I should have cooked that, but I didn't have the opportunity to, so I'm going to leave the cloth behind because that is not a must-have. The hoe is and the mushrooms are. Now, what the heck have I got here that... Okay, how's our temperature? It's going down at the moment. Those I might just leave behind. I don't understand how I've filled up all this stuff. I think I must have picked up some random loot off zombies, which we don't actually technically need. I want my duct tape. I definitely want my duct tape. Okay, I think we've got our must-haves there. Oh, no, we haven't. Oh, wait. Look at this. I've got one piece of meat here. Let me just put that back there. Maybe, possibly, I can make bacon and eggs and get rid of the meat and the bacon, at the eggs at the same time. There we go, and we can place that in there then. Lovely. Let's be as efficient as possible as we can with this, because then I'm going to actually need to take the campfire and also the coal. So yeah, I've still got too much stuff here, haven't I? There we go. We can turn that off. I need my... Sorry, I don't need my campfire. I need my cooking pot. And then I also need my coal. So what I know, we'll do this. Then when I get too hot, we know what we do. Then we put on the, we put on the poncho instead. And we just keep switching them out like that. Right, off we go. I have got... Ooh, I don't need that, do I? Let's just switch to the bow instead. I have got a load of frames already. That probably wasn't the most sensible thing I could have done. Let's just gather these. Or some of them at least. There we go. That is going to save us a bit of a job then. When it comes to wherever we end up. It's going to save us a bit of job because we'll already have a load of wooden frames to deploy in whatever manner we require. Okay, so this town down here. Is it going to be big enough? Is it going to be a suitable size? Is it going to have the prefabs in it that we want? This we don't really know, but having fought off the horde, we are now in a position to find out. I don't fancy going down that. That looks a little bit steep. We might just break our legs. I have a feeling, yeah, we're pretty low on stone here, so I am just going to have to hit a few of these en route. But if that town down there isn't really good, I'm probably not going to stay there just because it's in the snow. Oh, holy crap. Seriously? I mean, really? I've got things to do, guys. Other than trash you. That is one big old horde. I am glad the wandering hordes... Oh, you little... I hate it when they dodge out the way. That's just so unfair. I think I could definitely say I've got my eye in now. I have no idea if any of these things will have anything that is of remote use to us. But one thing's for sure, it's a very good idea to go checking them all, because that is how we get our scavenging skill up. And we badly need to get our scavenging skill up. Oh, hello. Breakfast. Because we're not very good at it, frankly. There we go. And we'll drink that one as well. There we go. And then we're not wasting anything. We're also collecting jars because it's very useful to do so. There we go. So, the better our scavenging skill gets, the better loot we find. A lot of folk have said that's not necessarily a very logical conclusion to come to, but nonetheless, yeah, more painkillers is good. We'll have those. Shame about the brass, but we're not going to be able to... Yeah, we'll have that. But we're not going to be able to, yeah, we're not going to be able to start hoarding vast amounts of stuff. Hello. Nice. Now, what's the quality of the one that I'm wearing? Oh, that one's better. Hey-ho. We're not in a position at the moment to, wow, how many of these guys did we actually kill? Loads. Certainly leveled in the process, which is nice. Yeah, we're not going to be in a position for a while to be able to start combining items and things. We have learned the workbench recipe, but we're going to need to find somewhere to settle before we can actually place one. Yay. And as far as I can make out, once we have placed one, we're going to have to, we're going to have struggle sort of picking it up again. So we're going to have to place, in order to be able to pick up our own stuff, we're going to have to place, oh yeah, there we go, we're too hot, need to switch to my poncho. Now, in order to be able to pick up our own gear, like workbenches and forges and things, we are going to have to, switch over, we are going to have to, yeah, have a land claim block, which obviously I've been in the habit of getting rid of land claim blocks in single player. Oh, hello, rubbish pile. Forever, which means that I don't have mine. Because they just kind of clog up your inventory. We already struggle for inventory space, so really the last thing we need is to be carrying things like, land clay blocks when we don't need them. But no, transpires we now probably do. Now this looks like a fairly decent sized town. However, it doesn't look like the kind of place that's going to have lots of skyscrapers and stuff for us. So, I don't know. I'm not absolutely convinced by this. There's a red thing over there, which I'm assuming is going to be a fire station. It looks like one of the fire station prefabs to me. There's two of them, I think. And that looks like one of those. But other than that, I don't know. Might be a good looting place. We might be able to find somewhere near to here. And then it's worthwhile knowing where all the towns and cities are, because that way we've got them on our map and we can come back and find them later. There's a stone. I'll pick that up. Okay, we're running out of poof there. Let's just see where we're at with our skills. Oh, lucky! Weaponsmithing, toolsmithing. Superb. We were waiting on those ones. And armor crafting. Yep. Camel. Now, I don't suppose. No, because we need athletics 40. And athletics is at 34. We're getting there. We are getting there. But these are my chosen. We're kind of running around sometimes, perhaps, with a few points spare. Did I hear a dog? Blooming well hope not. I hate dogs. Now that sort of jaunty angle actually looks quite realistic. In point of fact, there's a businessman. I think we might just, walk into his face. That is not what I meant to do. That is what I meant to do. There we go. We need to make lots of, ooh, nice. I don't think we need his black dress shoes. If I remember correctly, the black dress shoes are not great because they do give you an awful lot of insulation, which you don't necessarily need. But we are about to enter the cold biome, the frozen biome, which means that we will see just how likely we are to actually get cold. Not ever so. Now, I've got 337 stone, which is pretty rubbish, to be honest. And I do need some more stone, so I'm going to take some. Looks like we've got a churchyard to our right there. We've got an awful lot of towns, an awful lot of houses in this town, which means that this is quite a residential area that we're in at the moment. It's going to be really good for looting, I don't know, clothing, And food, possibly food items and things as well, and you know, glass jars or what have you. It's going to be really good for looting stuff like that. Now, arrows. I do need to make some more arrows. There we go. Let's just make 50 of them. Have a bit of a look around just to make sure I'm not going to... And then we're going to have to look for somewhere to spend the night. But I just want to take a quick whip through the middle of town first. And that's what we're going to do. So, town's also good for this kind of thing. Blueberry bushes. Loads of them. Now, I can't pick them up, obviously, because I'm all full up at this point. There's a biker. There's a builder's yard in the middle of here. The builder's yard is quite dangerous. Quite difficult to navigate, although sort of it's a bit parkoury. And also, bizarre but true, there are mines at the top of it. Thankfully, I've just seen that in one of my other playthroughs. Didn't actually get blown up by it, but very easily could have. So, deadly. Can have good loot, but not necessarily. Really, I think you need to have decent scavenging skill first. Now, you can see why I don't particularly choose to spend my time in the snowy biome. Obviously, my temperature is going down. Let's just change into my coat. Just out of interest, I kind of want to keep it off, but I am in a poncho, so it wouldn't give us a fair trial anyway. But it's not just the cold, it's also the fact that it's just snow blindness. I just get tired of seeing white all the time. So I don't mind being near one, but most of this town, I think, apart from this little bit we started off in, most of this town is in the snow. So there's a church over there, Joe Bros Builders. Some bobs, that's the other thing I'm not too keen on in the snow, is Bob and Bob. It gets a bit boring because Bob's the only inhabitant of the snow biome, and he hits quite hard as well. So it's not just boring, he hits hard too. Okay, 1947. Sounds like a date, but yeah, we're going to have to find somewhere to call home. One of the good things about the snow biome, of course, is that you can actually see bunnies and the like quite easily, so it's quite good for hunting from that point of view. Okay, is this even a road? See, that is another... Yes, it is, but it just stops dead. Lovely. Yeah, the other thing with the snow, I cannot see where the flipping road is. So it's quite difficult to work out what you're following, if you're following anything at all. Just going to have a little looky in here. Plastic. Yeah, that scavenging skill I was talking about. Pretty rubbish at the moment. Okay, so... anywhere for us to hide away. There's a water tower. We could potentially just... You see, there's that flipping bird there. And that makes me not want to be dealing with water with sitting on top of buildings, because we could quite easily sort of die to a bird. So I think what we might just do... No, we're going to do this stealth-wise. We're going to try and do this stealth-wise anyway. Which means I'm being really quiet, which is a bit pointless, quite frankly. No, not the brick. The metal, thank you. Because I want to go in here and block myself in, which is really good plan, isn't it, when there's probably Zeds in here. There's almost certainly Zeds in here. Yeah, there's one. Looks up. There he is. Oh, nuts, missed him. Got him. Now all we have to do is take him out. Yes, on his face. Now, oh, the screeching I can hear is, of course, a vulture, and that is why I choose more now. There's possibly someone behind here, I don't know. I choose more now to, no, jolly good, but there might be one upstairs. Now, if we're undetected, we can fairly safely stay in the lower floor of a building, in point of fact, if there's zombies sleeping elsewhere. However, I would rather not have sleepers. Oh, what? Come on, I'm pointing at her head. There we go. Jolly good. And there's another one there. Oh, nuts. He just woke up. And I'm now hunted. Rubbish. Well, let's try take him out without coming out of sneak mode, because I don't want to be hunted by anybody else. Oh, come on. I can't reach your head because it's in the flipping wall, you cheat. Jolly good, he's dead. Excellent. Now, the only thing is, of course, we might have more in here, and they're going to be running very, very soon, which we really don't want to be dealing with, ideally. This is only a nocturnal stopover, but yeah, here we go. Even a nocturnal stopover is potentially hazardous. Oh, there's a big hole in the roof of this one too. Gone! There she goes. Okay, so they're dead. And we'll just see if we can get through here. As I say, they'll be running by the time I get through this door, so we just have to kind of hope that there aren't any Zeds in there, or if there are, there we go, that we can kill them. There's an awful lot of scary ass noises around here. There's a ladder, you see. That's what I want. Now, it's very dark in here. Okay. No sleepers, by the look of it. Unless there's some on the flipping roof. And we're taking out the bottom rung, obviously. And there could be sleepers on the roof. It is entirely possible, but it's also extremely dark. And I can't see a thing. Right, okay, here we go. If there's any sleepers up here, they must be hiding around here. No. No, there aren't. So, in point of fact, we should be safe here now. We should be safe here now. Okay. I'm not planning on staying on the roof because it's snowing. And I'll get wet. So we're going to go down here. I'll stick one of these. There we go. There's not going to be... Hopefully. I'll just block myself in there as well. There is not going to be any vultures getting me down here. So that's great. We should stay fairly dry. Paint. I would like to collect paint. But at this point, I don't think that's going to really get... Oh, lovely. Read that. Definitely. We'll have that. Let's see if there's any others. No, there isn't. That's kind of rubbish, isn't it? Okay. And then, given I've got my torch here. There we go. Let's just... That might not have made ever so much sense, but there we are. There's some fabric there. Do I have anything that I actually need to... I need to make some more of these, don't we? We can actually... We can make 2. Oh, we've only got 2 feathers. That's okay, actually. Let's get the cloth fragments. And then we'll see if... Can't believe I only had 2 feathers left. I thought I had a full stack of the flaming things. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Can we repair anything? Only if I prepare to drop something on the floor. Or put it somewhere else. Let's put our shiv in there for a sec. And then I can repair. Now, what's the repair of these? Are they need leather to repair, so that's fine. I'll just repair that. And now, stop press. We're actually cold. We are actually cold at this point. So that is pretty amazing, actually. And suggests that I could do with making a campfire. So that is what I'm going to do. I don't think we could really cook anything very much on it. I could cook the odd thing, I suppose, but that would be at the expense of... Let's see. We've probably got... Hello? Yes. We've probably got what it takes. Go in there. Wow. Talk about not working properly. We can make vegetable stew. Wow. Actually, that might be quite nice to make some vegetable stew. But it will also use up some of my stuff that I want to... Oh, heck, let's do it. We don't need that many potato seeds and what have you seeds. Now, what happened to my meat stew? Did I leave that somewhere? Oh, my goodness, I must have left that somewhere by accident. And I didn't mean to. Oh, well, we can make some more. And you can hardly ever eat it anyway. I'm not quite sure where I've left it, to be honest. So we definitely need to make some of these, don't we? We don't want to use up all my water. Oh my goodness, look how expensive it is to make. We're not using all that. Definitely not. Let's just make a couple of those. And then I've still got plenty of corn and what have you left over. And mushrooms, because I don't want to... There we go. Just as long as I've got corn, potato and mushrooms left for farming afterwards, and I've actually got some water left to drink, that's all good. But that is expensive, but it probably is just as filling as meat stew, or near as anyway. And we can crouch over the top of the fire here and stay nice and warm. And I do not remember what I've done with my meat stew. I was just wondering why... Some scary ass noises out there, folks. I don't remember. I was wondering why I had some gaps in my inventory, and I must have just not picked it up when we were back at the first base, or picked it up then put it back again and then forgotten it. But there will be further meat stew in future. I didn't make that in the first place. I actually looted it. So in point of fact, I'm sure we'll find some more. But let's hope that we find somewhere to settle before too much longer, before the next horde, for example, because this town is not that big and it's snowy, so I'm saying no. I say no to this town. So I think what we'll do, we've been heading steadily northwards. We may as well continue the trend of northwards. I want a friendlier biome. I'm going to go this way. It looks like there should be a road there, and it just stops. It just completely stops. There's a path there. I don't know. Come the morning, come the next episode, I think we'll take a little stride out to the north and see what we find there. That is what I reckon. In the meantime, I'm going to keep an eye on my stew. Oh my goodness, that's going to take the rest of the night, isn't it? But hey ho, what else have I got to do than sit here and, yeah, stay as warm as possible? Did I leave a load of feathers behind as well? Is that what happened to all my feathers? I don't know. I wouldn't put it past myself to have left stuff behind accidentally. This is the problem with being nomadic and having temporary bases, setting up chests. You leave stuff behind really easily, but we can replace those. We can definitely replace those. Speaking of which, I guess I should probably replace my stone axe. We can make a better one now as it is, because we've upped our skill. There we go, 250, nice. And similarly with my bow, I should now be able to get a 250 level bow, or even more. Is this one? That is 250. This one's 293. So that's kind of annoying in a way. That one, perhaps I should have repaired that one. Let's just repair that one up and see what we get. We get a 288. Okay, so I'm going to scrap that one because we can't make one as good as that just yet. So I'm going to stick with that one for the time being. We're going to try and keep hold of our compound bow grip, because you cannot just make these. You have to find the components. Machete we can craft, but it's going to take us quite a while, which is why I'm holding on to that one as well, because if I can find another one, I can combine the two together then. Okay, great. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I'm going to keep my nose in the campfire to keep warm and to gain the full benefit of the experience of my cooking. I hope you guys will join me for the next episode of Alpha 16. In the meantime, if you like this one, please don't forget to hit that like button and let me know. Also, feel free to leave your hints, tips, comments, suggestions, share your gameplay, etc. And until the next time, keep gaming, keep surviving, and stay happy. Bye bye for now.